Namaste. Welcome to Hem Virtues, the e-portal learning revolution of Hema Foundation. It's a pleasure to see you with yet another session. Glad that you are part of this great event, and I'm sure you're winning several prizes every week. Is it not? I'm Vijayam Ravi from Mumbai. Values can be caught and not taught is a good old saying. One cannot teach values, but one can observe how value is presented through the behavior of human beings. And we learn from looking at them. Now, all of you as students and future torch bearers need to be grounded very well with values. And you know one thing? All the subjects that you learn have certain values to convey to you. I'll be taking up 3 subjects, namely science, math and English, and few topics representing them, and today we are going to focus on the value hope. Let us take science first. The topic that I'm going to discuss in science is on chemical bonding. Chemical bonding is a topic that you may be learning in the 9th or 10th standard. How are chemical compounds formed? Why are they in the first place formed? Elements are made up of tiny particles like atoms, and inside the atom you have revolving electrons through the valence shells and the protons and neutrons stably present in the nucleus. Your teacher might have taught you about this, is it not? Now watch this video and I'll be right back to discuss with you further learnings.
Chemical bonding. Almost everything we see or touch in our daily life is the result of a chemical bond. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and so on, are all made up of one or more chemical bonds. The world is generally not composed of isolated atoms. Rather, it is composed of molecules formed as a result of chemical bonds. The strong force that holds together the constituent particles, atoms, ions, or molecules in a chemical species is known as chemical bond. The chemical bonds are broadly classified as ionic bond, and covalent bond. Let us discuss these chemical bonds in detail in this module. The bonding which results due to the complete transfer of valence electrons between atoms is called ionic bonding. It is a type of chemical bond that generates 2 oppositely charged ions. Ionic bonding is observed because metals have few electrons in its outermost orbital. By losing those electrons, these metals can achieve noble gas configuration and satisfy the octet rule. Similarly, non-metals that have close to 8 electrons in its valence shell tend to readily accept electrons to achieve its noble gas configuration. In ionic bonding, more than 1 electron can be donated or received to satisfy the octet rule. Sodium metal has electronic configuration as 2, 8 and 1. It has 1 electron more than a stable noble gas structure. If it gives away that electron, it would become more stable. On the other side, chlorine has electronic configuration as 2, 8 and 7. It has 1 electron short of a stable noble gas structure. If it could gain an electron, it too would become more stable. Thus, the sodium atom donates its valence electron to achieve stable octet configuration. This creates a positively charged cation due to the loss of electron. The chlorine atom receives 1 electron to achieve its stable octet configuration. This creates a negatively charged anion due to the addition of one electron. The sodium ions and chloride ions are held together by the strong electronic attractions between the positive and negative charges. Covalent bonding. A covalent chemical bond results from the sharing of electrons between two atoms with similar electronegativities. The electronic configuration of chlorine atom is one electron short of the argon configuration. The formation of the chlorine molecule can be understood in terms of the sharing of a pair of electrons between the two chlorine atoms, each chlorine atom contributing one electron to the shared pair. In the process, both chlorine atoms attain the outer shell octet of the nearest noble gas, that is argon. The dots represent electrons. Such structures are referred to as Lewis dot structures. Thus, the chlorine atoms are joined by a single covalent bond. A single covalent bond is formed when one pair of electrons are shared between two atoms. It is depicted by a single line between the two atoms. A double bond is formed when two atoms share two pairs of electrons with each other. It is depicted by two horizontal lines between two atoms in a molecule. This type of bond is much stronger than a single bond, but less stable. This is due to its greater amount of reactivity compared to a single bond. For example, in the carbon dioxide molecule, we have two double bonds between the carbon and oxygen atoms. When three pairs of electrons are shared between two atoms in a molecule, a triple bond is formed. It is the least stable out of the three general types of covalent bonds. The two carbon atoms in the ethyne molecule are joined by a triple bond.
Hello there! Were you confused? Or did you understand the chemistry behind compound formation and chemical bonding? Bonding, as the word denotes, talks about a relation, attachment or assembly between similar atoms or different atoms. You learned from the video that they enter into a chemical bonding to result in an entirely new and different compound, far from their individual characteristics, in order to attain stability. Each atom aspires for stability like that of inert gases, helium or neon. This is the ultimate reason for any element to enter into a chemical combination. Can we relate to this to human life? Human beings cannot live in isolation. Man is a social animal. He always needs friends, like how always you wish to be with your friends, playing and making jokes. You are happy when you are in a bonded environment with your friends because you aspire for happiness. You hope that the new relation found will give you happiness. It is an aspiration. Life, like a chemical bond, is quite different from the individualistic position and looks different when united with people, associated with people. Just as those atoms in which the electrons were spiraling around to get one more electron or lose one more electron in order to attain stability, we human beings are always evolving or revolving around certain hopes to reach somewhere, some place or position so that we are also stable. There is nothing powerful than a human being with a dream and the hard work towards attaining that dream. There are quite a few MCQs given here. Please try to do them quickly and then come back to me, and thank you very much for being with me. Namaste.